Jay, you're a piece of shit. A piece of shit. Oh, Jay, you suck.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking to Myself. I'm your host, Letizia, and this is the podcast where I look into a camera and I talk to myself. How you doing? Good? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. It's a little shitty outside right now. I'm recording this on a Saturday. It's garbage weather outside. The weather outside is frightful and there's no fire in here, so I'm just fucking freezing, dude. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing great. Hope you have money coming into your life. Hope you have money to pay for things in your life. I hope money and shelter and food is not a worry for you in your current situation, because nobody likes that. That's not enjoyable for anybody. Being hungry and going, I don't know where to get food today? That's garbage, dude. I hope that's not part of your life. I hope you're just chilling, having a good time. Maybe you got a PS5. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're playing Fortnite with your boys. Maybe you're playing Warzone. Who knows, dude? Hope whatever's going on with you is fun and happy, and your problems are minor and not major. Anyway, dude, my hair's too long. I got to cut it. You guys can see that. We're at that point in the podcast. We've gone through another cycle of episodes where my hair has gotten longer, and now on the podcast I'm going, hey, dude, should I cut this shit? I never know at what point. I wish I had like a structured life. I wish I built in more of a schedule to my bodily functions, if that makes any sense. I'm not trying to make it sound like, listen, I'm on a schedule for showering. Every day I shower. Sometimes two, very rare though, I'm going to be honest with you. Or maybe that's not even a strict schedule. I don't know if I'm on a strict schedule with any bodily hygiene. I really don't. Because there's certain days where you don't do shit. I'll be honest, dude. There's certain days where I wake up and I go, I'm just going to be lazy as fuck. The sweatpants never come on. A controller goes into my hand. I grab a coffee and that's it. I'm lazy as fuck that day. A nice Saturday. If I wasn't doing the podcast, maybe today. Who knows? But on those days, I might not brush my teeth. I probably fucking won't shower. And I won't put deodorant on or anything like that. I'll just fucking chill out. I won't shave, nothing. And some people are like, no, I brush my teeth every day. I brush my teeth twice a day, every fucking day. And to them, I'm always like, do you never chill? Do you never just go, hey, man, I'm not going to see anyone today? They're like, no, I never do that, okay? I'm always on fucking point. I don't want stinky breath. Hey, man, it's just you on a couch staring at a screen. No one gives a fuck about your stinky breath. Well, I have roommates. Fuck your roommates, dude. Your roommates brush their teeth every day. Their tooths, they brush their toothy teethies every fucking day. I don't think so, dude. You know how weightlifter fuckfaces say, 0 days off, bro? Don't apply that to teeth. Never apply that to teeth or showers, okay? No days off. No, a couple of days off. Maybe the weekend's off if you're not going out. If you're not going out, you don't need to take a shower. It's okay, man. Treat yourself. Be a little stinky. There's nothing wrong with it. Adds character to you. Anyway, yeah. Having said all that, I don't know whether I should cut my hair or not. I wish I was on a strict schedule of like every 2 weeks I get a haircut. And I've tried to do that before, and I usually hit like a month of doing that. I do 2 haircuts, and then after that, a month or two goes by, and I'm like, oh, should I cut my hair? Nah, 4 months go by. I probably cut my hair every 5 months, to be honest with you. Every 3 to 5 months, I probably cut my hair. Which is probably why it took so long for me to be even okay at cutting my hair, is because I don't do it nearly enough. It should be a 2 week schedule. Easy peasy. Maybe it's because, I don't know. I think it's because I have to cut my own hair, so that becomes its own thing where I have to force myself to do it. But I don't even know if it's that. Because when I used to get my hair cut from somebody else, it's not like I was on a strict fucking schedule. No, I went long periods of time letting that shit grow out. If anyone follows me on Instagram who listens to this, there's a picture of me fucking in high school with hair down to here, dude. I'm going to bring that back. I'm thinking about bringing the Jesus look back. Although I don't have long flowing hair, it gets like raggedy and gross once it gets to a certain length. And not because if I have a lot of hair, I will shower. That's the thing, dude. The more hair you have, the more you're likely to shower, I believe is a thing in the universe. Because right now, like every day, I need to take a shower for the most part. Because you get bedhead with longer hair, you get bedhead. There's more chaos that ensues. It gets greasier quicker. You gotta keep the mop mopped. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta mop the mop. But as soon as I get short hair, I mean, that's also part of getting short hair is like, hey, man, I can get away with more. There's no bedhead forcing me to clean myself today. I'll put some deodorant on and no one will know the difference. I'll spray some Axe on, and then later that day, someone will be like, you smell really good. And you'll be like, oh, thank you. And then later in a conversation, they'll talk about how, like, yeah, your cologne is great. I hate guys who wear Axe. Do you, though? Because I'm wearing it. Isn't that a funny thing? Has anyone else encountered that? I've encountered so many women who were like, oh, Axe is for children. Axe is for fucking teenage boys. And they tell me I smell good, and I get the satisfying moment of, guess what I'm wearing? You know those commercials, remember for a long time, they might be considered sexist now or too heteronormative, but those commercials for the longest time where it was like a guy sprays Axe on himself and girls jump on him, it's not that excessive, but I will say they're not false advertising. Axe has an effect on women in my experience. In my experience, 100%, but also I have a biased experience. If you're somebody who wears Axe, then you're going to think that women like Axe, because just the person who you're going to date and the person who likes you likes your fucking scent. Just by proxy. So it's kind of it's biased information. Because you're not interacting with all the women who fucking hate the way you smell. And they're also rarely going to tell you, I hate the way you smell. So you just get all of the people who like the way you smell. Thus, making that ad even more genius because it's confirmation bias of like, oh, all the women who like me do like the scent of Axe, so the commercial must be true. Women must like my smell because of the Axe. Nah, dude, they like the smell because they like your fucking dumb face. That's why. The Axe is incidental. But it's funny. It's funny the amount of people, of women who friends and girlfriends of mine who adamantly are like, Axe is for kids. And then they're either dating somebody who wears Axe, or I'm like, you said I smelled nice the other day. I'm wearing Phoenix, bruh. I'm a 13-year-old scent-wise, bruh, and you liked it, you fucking weird pedophile, bro. If only teenage boys wear Axe, why you like the smell of teenage boys? Because you like the smell on me, dude, you fucking weirdo. Quit boxing yourself into a bad category. Anyway. We got a packed house right now. My brother's staying with me. because he's got some shit going on with his apartment, so he can't be there right now. But now we got a little pupperoon in the house, which is pretty sick, dude. Little Lila. Lila's my brother and his fiance's dog. She's the best, dude. Dude, it's nice having a dog in your life, you know? I would love to shit on therapy dogs. I would love to do that, but I think that's probably, good. Well, I do think therapy dogs for planes. Here's the thing. The thing about therapy dogs that makes people go, what? What the fuck does that mean? Is because a dog makes everyone feel good. You know, even if you aren't in need of feeling good, even if you aren't a depressive person, if you're in a bad mood and a dog rolls around that's cute as fuck and wants to cuddle with you, you're going to smile. So the thing that makes people go, therapy dogs, what? Is that people try and shove them on planes, which that makes you go, all right, this is just an excuse for you to be able to fly with the dog on the plane. Which I think most of the time it is. I think when somebody's trying to shove their dog into a plane seat with them, it's more getting away with something than them seriously needing it for the flight. Although I'm sure it helps on the flight, but does it though? People say that. They go, oh, I need my therapy dog for this flight because the dog will make me feel better. Will it, though? Because the dog's going to be yelping and freaking out the whole fucking time. So how is that going to help your mood improve? You're going to be taking care of this dog who's freaking out because he's in a seat in the sky with you and a bunch of strangers he doesn't know. Right now, he's like, hey, why did you lock me in this rumbling device that I don't understand where it exists in space and time? Why did you do this to me? You're a piece of shit. Why do you want to force that's going to make you feel better during the flight? Is your dog being horrified and not knowing if he's going to survive for the next hour? What are you talking about? Or maybe is it a distraction thing? Is a therapy dog on a flight just distraction? Like, oh, I have to tend to my dog who's freaking out, so I won't think about how I have to freak out. That's a little weird. Just bring a kid on a flight then. Have a child and bring him on. And go, Joey, you got nothing to worry about. He goes, but Dad, I'm scared. And you're like, well, I'm not because I got to be here for you. Is that the mentality? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, I don't think you need a therapy dog on a flight. But having said that, I do get therapy dogs. I get it because they make you feel good. I felt much better than I felt recently because every morning I get to wake up and pet this dog. It just shifts your mood, man. Dude, I want to work with dogs, bro. Dude, I like dogs. I've been realizing that. I like dogs a lot. I wouldn't mind working at like a fucking Petco, dude. Walking dogs. I don't know, dude. It might be fun. I've been thinking about that. Like, what kind of jobs would I do if I wasn't going to... What kind of jobs suit you? You ever think about that? Like if it's not a job in your field, because you pick the thing that you want to do, but then there's other shit that you could do. And I guess lately I've been thinking about like low stakes jobs that I would enjoy doing. And I think dog walking, I think I would love it, man. I just do. Think about that. Every day, wake up, you see a little pupperoon, you get to take it for a walk. I understand that somebody in the midst of it right now might be like, shut the fuck up, you don't know what you're talking about. Dog walking becomes a job. I get it. Everything becomes a job eventually. But I think it'd be nicer to wake up to a little pooch's face smiling at you, a little Doberman named Dumble, a little Doberman named Dingle jumping at you like, tongue out, wants to go for a walk. I think that's a better morning than seeing Joe from accounting going, well, how was your weekend? I think it's better to see the dog. Dogs don't ask questions, they just lick your face, okay? If I see fucking co-workers, they're like, did you hear about COVID's getting worse? Okay, dude. Your mask is half off your face, get away from me, dude. As it is, you talk to people and you're like, I wish you were a beagle, man. You ever do that? You ever in the middle of talking to somebody, I wish you were a fucking dachshund. So I wouldn't be angry at your face and I could just pet something right now. So I wouldn't have to listen to what you're saying and I could just pet something and have a good time. But instead, I'm hearing you talk about how you just fucking spent money on a thing I don't give a shit about. Oh, I tried this new restaurant. Have you ever been to it? No, dude. What's going on with you? What's going on in your life? I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you. That's most of life, you find out as you get older. Most of your life, I'd say about a large chunk. I'd say about 40% of your life is trying to find a way to not tell somebody who you don't give a shit about what's going on in your life. Because that's what happens. More and more people you meet incidentally, or they're friends of friends, or they're like kind of your friend but not really, and they always ask the same fucking question, what's going on with you? And every time you want to go, why are you don't give a fuck? The other night I was talking to somebody who I haven't talked to in a while, and he's like, what's going on with you? And he asked a couple people, what's going on with you? And every person would answer, and then he would just go silent and not respond to it, and then move on to the next person. What's going on with you? Hey, man, if you have no response to what's going on with me, you didn't care about the answer. Do you understand? Don't just say things because they're a thing to say. I'd much rather you not talk to me if that's the only thing you can think of to say to me. If the only thing in your head is what's going on with you, but also whatever you say, I'm not going to be mentally equipped or care enough to respond to it. If that's what's going on in your brain, keep your mouth closed and walk in the other direction. Don't talk to me. I do that work before I go over to somebody or before I start talking to somebody. I look at a person and I go, do I give a fuck about anything that's going on with them? No, I'm going to remain where I'm standing. I'm going to stay in the corner of the party I'm at. I'm not going to walk over and go, hey man, how's it going? Because you're a person I've seen before, so might as well speak at you. No. Some people don't need to be caught up with. You only have so much space in your brain. Fill it with what's going on in people's lives that you give a fuck about. Anyway, this pup is chill. Oh, man. You know, it's a garbage day today, right? But it's been fairly nice out because of global heating and whatnot. You know, it's been warm even though it's supposed to be cold out, and it's been truly fascinating because if you listen to this podcast, if you've listened to older episodes, maybe you've heard the one where I talked about the person in the friend group who always goes, it's nice out. Oh my God, it's nice. And you're like, all right, well, I want to stay indoors. And like, oh my God, no, but we have to go out because the sun, because it's like warm. It's like not cold. It's like nice. It's nice. So we got to go out. And you're like, shut up, I don't want to go out. But then your other friends are like, oh, I guess I could go out. And then you have to go too, and you want to kill everybody. I told you about that person. But it's been interesting because watching global heating happen, where it's warmer and warmer, and there's more, oh my God, it's nice. There's more days like that for those people's dumb brains to be triggered by. Since that's happening, but also a pandemic is happening, it's been interesting to watch those kinds of people behave in the world we currently live in, because it's been very vindicating to see that these people are the monsters I always thought they were. Because I always thought like, oh, it doesn't matter what would happen. These people, if it's a nice day, would go out and do things, right? And I would jokingly say no matter what would happen, not really thinking about what that implies, or not really thinking about like, well, what could happen that would prevent someone from going, oh my God, it's nice, oh my God, and bringing a group of people, forcing a group of people outside with them. What could possibly stop them? Thinking about it, a pandemic I would think might stop them, but guess what? It doesn't. Guess what? A pandemic does not stop the, oh my God. They still go, I'll just wear a mask, but not even really. I'll be like halfway to my face. These are the people we're dealing with. Or I mean, there's two kinds. I mean, that's the thing about the nice weather people. Some of them wear masks. Some of them believe COVID doesn't exist. It's a hit or miss kind of thing. But make no mistake, 100% of them go outside on a nice day, even when there's the threat of catching the plague. And they somehow get a group with them. They somehow always get a group. Even in a pandemic, they mask motherfuckers up who don't want to be around them and go, let's go to Bryant Park because it's nice out in the winter. And you're like, aren't people going to be ice skating at Bryant Park? Well, probably not, right? And it's always the person that's like, no one's going to even be out because it's fucking the pandemic. And then she goes to the Bryant Park with her friends who didn't want to go, and they see 9 other examples of them there. They see 9 other groups that are fucking them. And then before you know it, there's 500 people in Bryant Park while I'm trying to film something for fucking $10 an hour. That's what happened, man. I was at Bryant Park the other day filming something. Not for $10 an hour, but I was filming something and for $0 an hour. No. I was doing a job the other day filming something at Bryant Park, and it was fucking packed, dude. You saw the ice skating rink, and I was like, damn, dude. What do they call it? A super spreader event? That's what that was. Everyone was ice skating and getting COVID all at once. I would say 2 or 3 years ago, I was at Bryant Park filming something around the same exact time, and I don't think there was a difference in the amount of people there. You know why? Because here's the difference, is that when I was there 3 years ago or 2 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, doesn't matter. When the pandemic wasn't happening, I was there filming something. The difference is it was cold then, and it was packed. And now it was around the same time, warm as shit and packed as fuck during a pandemic. Now, I will say, I'm sure that if it was cold, these people would not be out and they would be respecting the pandemic. But that's the thing, is that that's how powerful the dumb fucking brain is of the person who goes, oh my God, this sign, it's the sign, I have no control, it's the sign, is that they are just like, it's a nice day, don't give a fuck. You should give a fuck. Warm weather shouldn't be the end all be all of you maybe catching the plague. You should just stay home. Or go out on a shittier day. It's weird, man. People are weird. Everyone picks and chooses what they think actually is a super spreader or is not, you know? Everyone's like, "Oh my God, did you see that? Everyone had that fucking gathering. It's fucked." But then if it's, you know, I don't know. It's very strange. Like when everyone was celebrating about Joe Biden, that probably wasn't very good. I mean, I was happy. I'll be honest, I was happy he won too, but I don't think everyone popping champagne and fucking running around celebrating was the best for the pandemic. You know? It's weird to see people who are like, wow, Trump's having rallies, what a piece of shit, be like, you want to pop bottles and share glasses because our boy won? It's just weird, dude. Why don't both of you calm down? Or don't yell at the other one. It's just weird, man. It's just weird how transparently people are like, I'm going to do the thing that I'm complaining about right now. I'm going to be a major participator in the thing I'm bitching about right fucking now. And I'm never going to acknowledge that, and I'm going to, in fact, act like I'm not doing the same exact thing, but I am. And that's what it is. I don't know. Strange stuff, man. Still crazy people, man. The other day in the city, man, nothing changes, you know? Here's the thing about the city is people talk about it being dead or being different or whatever the fuck. No, because all the people who stand out in the city are still there, and the thing is they always stood out. This is what happened to New York City in the recent months is all the people that about a year ago I was complaining about. I was complaining to my brother one day. I was looking at people disgusted, angry at people because I was like, I'm sick of all these fucking people who are here. I've said this before in the podcast. There are different types of people who move to the city. There are people who move to the city because they like the city, they love the city, and they want to be a part of it and live there. And then there are boring fucking people who move to the city because they get to say that they live in the city. That's why. Because they get to say that I'm a New Yorker. I live in NYC. Guess what, dude? When I lived there, I never said I was a New Yorker because I wasn't born there. I just lived there. And if someone asks, where do you live? I'd go, oh, the city. And they'd be like, oh my God, it's amazing you do. And I'd be like, yeah, it's a cool place. I wouldn't go, guess where I live? This city. Yeah, it's a cool place. No, dude. You just live there because you like it. You don't live there because you're a fucking boring piece of shit and you need something to fulfill the void of your personality. That's not why you go there. But that's why a lot of people did. And about a year ago, I was like, fuck all these people. And guess what? They're all gone now. You know why? Because they were fair weather fans. That's what they were. And the moment it rained, the moment it got remotely shitty or things closed down, they all were like, why am I even fucking here? And you're like, yeah, dude, why are you here? They looked around and finally went, I don't even like the city. I just think I live here. So I should probably go back home. Yeah, get out. Dude, New York City's not dead. It just purged all its boring motherfuckers. Okay? Honestly, they should if you're trying to get back in, they should be like, why was your reason for leaving? And if they're like, I mean, I just, because like, I just like, I just like, I don't know. They should be like, all right, well, you can't come back. You can't come back. Because you fucking suck, and you just telling me now the excuse for a moment made me angry. So get back in your car and drive off the freeway. Anyway, that's the end of the first half. I'll see you guys in the second half. What's up? I'm back. Yeah, but the city, man, as I was saying, all the boring people left, but the interesting people are still there. You still see fucking insane shit. I don't know. Nothing's changed. I guess some things are changed. I don't know. It's weird. You go there and it doesn't seem like... It just seems like the same thing as always of like... I understand it got fucking wild for a moment. But it just seems like the same thing of when you're living in the city and then somebody who's not living there is like, oh, I saw there was a stabbing on TV. Are you stabbed? And you're like, what? They're like, well, there was a stabbing. So did you or anyone else close to you get, is the guy coming after you next? And you're like, no, what? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, it happened in Queens in the middle of the night next to a bodega that you've never been to. Are you in danger now? No. I don't know. No. I don't even go to that part of the Queens. What are you talking about? It just feels the same way. Everyone's like, damn, dude, fucking New York is fucked. And then I was there yesterday at Rockefeller Center, and it's like, nah. Maybe if you go out at night, it's a little weird because no one's around, so you can get away with more nefarious shit, I guess. I don't know, but it hasn't been very different in my having been someone who was around the city a lot when there was no pandemic and now has been around it a lot when there is one. It's not. The difference is some people are wearing masks. And a lot of people are not. No, maybe not a lot of people. More than you would think. I guess not, though. I guess it isn't more than you would think for New York, because there's a lot of fuck you people in New York. There's a lot of just like, I don't give a shit people. And I understand it. It's funny. I walked past somebody yesterday. This girl. You ever have somebody look at you in a way where you're just like, what? Someone looks at you like you're looking at them in a weird way, and then they give you a stink eye, as if you're giving them a stink eye, and then you feel compelled to like turn and like continue looking at them like, what the fuck are you looking at? No, just me? All right. No, I'm the only psycho who feels the need to continue to look at someone so that they know that I'm thinking, what the fuck are you looking at? Really? You don't like to challenge people in that way? There was this lady who was looking at me, and she was looking at me like, what the fuck are you looking at? That's how she was looking at me. But I didn't start looking at her until she looked at me, which was confusing. Because how can you look at me like, what the fuck are you looking at, if you initiated the look? Do you know what I'm saying? And then I didn't even realized, but afterwards I said to the person I was with, I was like, did you see that? That girl just stared at me for like, with the weirdest look. She just looked at me with the weirdest fucking look. And he goes, who, the girl without the mask? And then I was like, I didn't even register she didn't have a mask. Did not even register. Had no clue. Had no idea. I just saw her face and her fucking scowl at me. And I was like, why is she looking at me? And now I think it's because I think she maybe internalized that I was looking at her because she didn't have a mask. So she was looking at me like, what of it, fuckhead? I don't know. I wasn't. I had no idea. I didn't even realize she didn't have a mask on. The only time I really realize people are wearing masks is if I know the person. If it's somebody I know very well and I'm like, oh, I wish I could just see their fucking face. Or if it's somebody who I'm like, I really want to know what their face looks like. There's somebody the other day who was very nice, and she seemed very cool, and I looked at her hands, no ring, so she's not married. Damn, dude, I'm getting older. I realized I was getting older the other day when I was talking to somebody who I was like, oh, this person, I'm attracted to this person right now, and I looked at her hands to see if she was married. That's a sign, man. If you're worried about someone being married who you are interested in, you're getting fucking older. Although knowing me, age isn't even a factor. I'm fucking just my psychotic was just what my dumb taste. Fucking 25-year-old looking to date 40-year-olds like a psychopath. Not 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds. Let's get real here. Let's not get ridiculous, okay? Let's not get insane, okay? That hasn't changed, man. I don't know what people in their 30s I'm attracted to. I don't know why. More than people in their 20s. I guess late 20s I'm attracted to. I've always been attracted to people in their mid to late 20s, early 30s. Always. Those are the numbers, baby. And I guess as I've gotten older, it's gotten a little bit older where I've been attracted to people in their late 30s. But I've never been that attracted to people. I don't know. I can't imagine dating somebody under 21 at this point. Now that I'm 27, I can't imagine dating somebody under 21. It just seems like it'd be fucking annoying. It seems like mentally it'd be annoying. Life experience-wise it'd be annoying. I guess it all comes down to the person, how mature they are. But like at the same time, it's like, if I can't go to a bar with you, what are we doing? Even if I didn't drink, I don't want to date anybody who could go up to a bouncer and they can go, this is a fake. I don't want to date anyone like that. I don't. What would be the point of that? That's too young in my brain. That's the law of my brain. I don't know. Who knows though, you know? I know people who've dated they were 20, 25, dated somebody who was 18, who was very mature. They ended up freaking engaged. So who knows, dude? Who knows, bro? I guess it all comes down to the person, how mature they are. But at the same time, it does come down to convenience. I've noticed that a lot of my dating priorities are all based on convenience. I don't want to date someone under 20. And I'll be honest with you. Most of it is the I don't know. It's just stupid shit, dude. I don't want to hear you talk about Instagram. But then again, people my age, same thing. I mean, how many followers do you have? People are fucking depressing and annoying with that shit. I've watched people. Did I say this last week? I've watched people whole disposition change because they found out somebody had followers while they're talking to them. It's crazy. It's sad. It's almost as sad as watching someone take a selfie. You ever see someone take a selfie? You ever see somebody do it? Every time somebody goes to take a selfie in public, the first thing they do is check if the coast is clear. The first thing they do is go like this to see if anyone is watching them at that moment. And then what they do is they sneak one real quick. They make some stupid fucking faces and take the photo. Okay? And they look around again to see if anyone's looking, and they look at their phone and go, oh, that's a pretty good one, or oh, that's not a good one. But the point is there's something, at least initially, because now, I don't know. The other day I saw somebody, but they weren't taking a selfie. They were setting up. I was filming by one of the 9 million fucking Christmas trees in New York City on during the holidays. And some woman was all by herself setting up a tripod. Like a tripod made for phones. She was setting up this tripod phone camera thing, and then she was like running in front of the tree and taking a picture by herself. And I was just like, how many photos are being taken of people by iPhone tripods? Like, how many lonely people out there are tricking people into believing there's someone who will at least take a picture of them? I didn't even think about it till that moment of like, damn. If you see a photo of a strange person, it's likely that they couldn't get someone to take a photo of them, so they just bought a tripod. I don't know. I shouldn't say that's a. I don't think it's a weird move though. I don't know. If I really wanted a picture in front of a tree, I might do that. I own one of those tripods that connect to your iPhone. If I want to take a picture in front of the tree. To be honest with you, when I saw her, I was like, oh, okay, that gives me permission to do it now. If that weird lady's doing it, maybe I can do it. If I really want a picture in front of the tree, fuck it. Maybe I'll do it. You know what? She has the right idea, because why bring people with you? Fuck that. You got to hang out with them all day just so they can take photos of you in front of things? Fuck that, dude. Don't give them that burden. Just take the picture yourself. You have the technology. You know what? Kudos to her, actually. Because now, comparing the two, I told you guys about this either a week or 2 weeks ago. But I don't know if they were influencers or what, but all the very beautiful ladies at the fucking New York Public Library taking Insta photos in front of it. Nothing was more depressing than them all being there just so they can take pictures of each other. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all of them were there for themselves, but with each other, if that makes sense. And it bothered me. But with this lady, she's like, this lady didn't bother me at all. If anything, I just felt bad that she was like alone. But at the same time, I was like, damn, dude, yeah, that's what you do. Don't fucking bring other people. Don't have a mutual circle of selfishness. Just do your own thing by yourself. Don't bring other people into it. Anyway, what I was saying was, I don't know, I haven't seen someone take a selfie in a long time, but at least in the beginning, and that would be an interesting case study of like how human beings have become more accustomed to the selfie or more comfortable with taking them, because at least a couple years ago I would watch people on the subway, on Metro North, in at a park. I would watch them every time they took a selfie, make sure the coast is clear, because there was something innate in them that made them go, this is wrong. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing enough where I don't want people to see me doing this. And I've done the same thing of like making sure no one's looking so I can take a selfie of myself, or a video selfie, or whatever the fuck. Because it's weird. It's weird that you're doing that. It's weird that you're paying attention and caring enough about your own face enough to take a good picture of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, pictures are for taking of others. People should take pictures of your friend. Well, now I'm going back on what I just fucking said. I don't know. I just feel like we've perverted pictures. You look at old, like, I was looking at photo albums that my parents have, and it's all just like people taking photos of each other because they want to preserve the memory. And it's all just like, oh, let's capture like these very fun times together. We're going to forget these times eventually, so let's have a way to remember it. Like, that's what pictures used to be. Happy people taking pictures of other happy people to remember a happy moment. Now it's like, let me take a picture of myself to show people I had a good time. How do I make it look like my life is sick? Like that, the motivation for a picture has become gross. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. I guess my Instagram, maybe it's looking at those photo albums, but Instagram for me has become more and more of just like trying to do that, trying to have that same mentality. It's like no one's gonna keep photo albums ever again because no one's taking photos. No one's taking photos that you get developed and they print out and then you put them in a slot in a plastic casing. That doesn't exist anymore. Now, if you want family photos, they all go to the cloud, dude, or they go on Insta, they go on some social media platform, or they go into a hard drive. So I've been trying to do that. Take a ton of pictures on my camera roll so it's saved on the phone. And then the rest of them, some of them go on Instagram, some of them don't, but the point is to have them. The point is to go, oh, this is a nice moment with my family. I'm sure they're going to want to remember it. Or let me hold on to these in case they do want to remember it. You know? Eventually my parents are going to be dying. You know? Eventually your parent is in a hospital bed, and it would be nice to show them something that'll jog their memory enough to smile before they die. You know? Yeah. I don't know. Because I think there is something. It's like recording history. You're just recording life. And I think there is something beneficial to that. I think we've done that from. We've been doing that forever. It's not new to take photos of things. But I think it is new to take photos for such distinctly vain purposes. And to take so many photos of yourself. I just think the photos of yourself thing it's fucking weird. I just think it's a thing that's not necessary. And that's why it feels strange when you do it. Because it's like every time you take a picture of yourself, you're like, I could have just lived a life where there'd be somebody else to take this for me. You know? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the larger problem that I feel, is that the more things become convenient, and maybe it's a problem that I have. Maybe this circles back to dating, where I'm like, oh, you know, a lot of dating to me comes down to convenience. Maybe that's a flaw of mine that bothers me. And then what happens is when I see other things being an example of that, it shows the the thing that I struggle with. You know? It illuminates it to me. Makes me go, oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, that bothers me because I feel I'm kind of that a little bit. You know? Does that make sense? But yeah, the more things become convenient, the more you can do things yourself, the more you don't need other people around you. And maybe that's where the discomfort comes in, where you go, ah. Isn't that you're noticing that people are becoming individualized to a point where they're all alone. And maybe that's why we feel the loneliness. So I don't know, or why I, at least, and it seems like a lot of other people are very sad and lonely in this generation. I think it's because, there's less of a reason to have somebody around you. And I think we're realizing without we're realizing the real reason for having people around, and it's not because it's because it's a sense of connectiveness. You need people. You need to be around people, man. It's not good to be all alone. It's nice. I mean, I'm a person who likes my own space, who likes to be alone, who doesn't want to always be talking to people. I mean, I started this podcast being like, hey, man, sometimes you don't need to ask somebody how their life is going. I agree with that. But you should be cognitive of, or cognizant, whatever the fucking word is. Who knows, dude? I shouldn't be doing a podcast. I don't even know what the words in the English language mean. I think you should be aware of the people who you do care about what's going on in their life and stick around those people. Right? Because if you're around those people, they'll care enough about you to take a photo of you, so you won't have to fucking check if the coast is clear and take a goddamn selfie of your stupid nose, of your stupid big ass head. Talking about myself, I have a giant fucking head. Yeah. I don't know. I think people underestimate the need for other people in their life. You know? But then again, I think people overemphasize. I think you need friends. You should have a few friends in case that's something you need. Or in case you need to talk to somebody. I think that's beneficial to your life. You know? Is having somebody around that you respect that'll keep you sane. That's a lot of it too, is just maintaining sanity. If it's all your thoughts and you're all alone, you have no idea where you stand. It's just you assuming what people think and you getting lost in your own thoughts to the point where your brain is soup. And that's not good. You got to have somebody around to either go, no, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, or like, oh, no, I don't know what the fuck you're saying at all. And that's the thing. You need both those people, because you can't be the motherfucker on Reddit just going, oh, I'm only going to read the shit that I like. You can't be that guy either. That's bad. You're not with other people if everyone around you is the same person as you. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're around just and talking to just people who say the same things as you, you're not around other people. It doesn't count, in my opinion. You got to be around people who disagree with you, but you also respect. If you don't have anybody in your life who you disagree with, but also respect their opinion, you're fucked. It's over, Johnny. You gotta wrap it up. Anyway. What was I talking about? What did I write down? I wrote down a bunch of bullshit. Becoming. Enjoying. Oh. Yeah. I don't know, man. Oh, I just wrote down. I just wrote down clout chasing cunts. That's one of my notes. Is I just wrote down the sentence clout chasing cunts. Because yesterday I was thinking about people who clout chase or whatever the fuck that means. I hate that fucking phrase. Clout chasing? Dude, you're just a clout chaser, bro. You're just trying to chase my clout. Why is it that everybody who accuses people of clout chasing are fucking people who only give a shit about clout? Who gives about clout, dude? Which clout just means popularity, okay? It's just fucking a new word for the same bullshit. It's crazy how that shit never stopped. You know that George Carlin bit, right? The George Carlin bit where he's like, toilet paper became toilet tissue. This became this. Da-da-da-da-da-da. He just talks about how like words have changed over time, and you would think that that's the thing about people making good points is that they don't stick. Hold on, this fucking arm is coming off of the goddamn desk. Hold on, technical difficulties. One moment, everybody. Hold on a second. Dead air. Okay, whew. If I didn't fix that, I would have fallen off the fucking desk. That'd been funny as hell if this just fucking fell in the middle of me talking. Anyway, clout. No, but that George Carlin bit, you hear that and you think like, oh, that's going to be something that changes culture. That's going to be something that makes people not continue to just change words for bullshit reasons. But then years and years go by and you're like, nope. I guess we're just bored as human beings that we have to constantly change shit to seem like it's new. Clout chasing just means you're chasing fame. Just means fame chasing. Means the same shit as it's always meant. You're a fucking networking cunt face is what people are saying. You're a clout chaser. You're an opportunist fuck. That's what people are saying when they say clout chaser. And they're right and they're wrong, dude. But that's the weird thing. It's like, I don't know. There's so many people, and I've definitely talked about this, but there's so many people who just say what they are all the time. Like the clout chasing people were like, oh, you're just a clout chaser. All you're in it for is the clout. It's like that's you, man. Who's that guy? J Station family, whatever the fuck. The family who clearly is having a bad time behind the scenes. All those YouTube families. Why is it that every YouTube family, dude, what's going to happen to these YouTube kids when they grow up? We're all watching like children be clearly abused on YouTube all the time, like psychologically broken down. What's going to happen to these kids years from now? Like when they look back on their life and go, "Oh yeah, it was weird that my dad forced me to be in a video with them every day, and if I didn't do what he said, he'd shout at me till I cried. That was weird. That's not a normal life." What are they going to do? What's going to happen to these kids? They're going to be they're either going to be so closed off because of it, like they're going to be maybe they're going to reject the internet entirely. I wonder that, man. The way things are happening now and the way like everyone is becoming so inundated with being online and being connected in a way that's not actually connective. The more that happens, the more I'm like, there's going to be, and maybe there already is, and we just don't see it. That's the interesting thing is, if there was a backlash or if there was like people, if there were people who were anti-technology, which they are, they're called the Amish, but not even anti-technology, just anti the internet or anti being online all the time. If there are people like that, you won't even know if they'll exist because you'll just hear less and less of them. Because the people who are inundated with the shit, the people who are living online all the time, they're never going to see or know that person because they're not in the same space as them. They're not sharing the same space as them. You know? I don't know. Anyway, the timer's about to go out. I guess basically what I'm saying is, I think that if there is some sort of a anti-internet revolution, it's going to be strange because it's going to be happening around you while you're fucking scrolling through Twitter going, "Can you fucking believe this?" There's going to be people outside having a good time while you're so sucked in that you don't know how to get out of it. Does that make sense? I don't know, man. What I'm saying is get off the internet every once in a while. Go talk to a real person. You're not connected if you're talking to somebody on Reddit going, "Yeah, I'm glad you agree with the thing I agree with. Let's go fucking play Warzone and jerk off." I don't know if that's the best for your brain. Maybe go outside, speak to somebody's face who you're not worried about giving you COVID. You guys both look at each other with no mask and go, "Hey, man, we're safe. This is a good time. Let's kiss each other's faces." All right, dude, go kiss somebody's face who you are sure won't give you COVID and you won't give them COVID. Anyway, thank you for listening. I hope that podcast made some amount of sense. I had a great time as always. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.